Yo everybody, CD here. We're playing with the Coon Club one more time. Getting really close with this. I'm going to start putting some color to it, staining it out. I've been polishing, sanding it all out. When you're making this, get a t-shirt, cotton, whatever, I use t-shirt, old one, and just work it over and over and over. You polish this thing down. It's like silky smooth right now. We're really close to standing. I went in the barrel channel, played with the color. Looking good. I like that. I'm going to do one more thing before we do that. I want to drill a bunch of holes in here, and I want them in proper order, so I'm going to use a straight edge and a pencil to mark them, and then when I get them drilled, I can sand the pencil marks off. That's why I'm going to do it now. And what we're going to do, just plain old tacks. I got these out of Track of the Wolf, a muzzle loading joint website. I built a couple muzzle loaders a few years back, and I'm going to put some tacks in. I still got some left over. We're going to put them on this one. We're going to fire up the overhead and show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to lay them out, drill them, and we're going to start putting color to it. I'm going to put, I think, about 4 of them right here, maybe 6 or 7 of them right here, but I want them in a straight line. Obviously, you're going to come off of this plane. I'm just going to measure down 5/8 of an inch. Put the old straight edge and my sandbag on there to hold the darn thing straight. Oops. One, two, three, four. That's pretty even looking. That'll look pretty good. Call it 3/4 of an inch in front of the arrowhead when we get to that point. Every inch. And we're going to have 7 of them on this side. These things tacks, you could hammer them in with the hammer, but sometimes we don't have that much thickness, especially right here in the action area. So when the time comes, we're going to, excuse me, coronavirus. We're going to cut these things off proper length, and I'm going to epoxy them in. I'm going to pre-drilled holes that are somewhat smaller, very slightly, so they go in easy with the epoxy. But like I said, our holes will always already be there. I can sand all this out. Bam, put the color to it. All right, back here in the stock, I decided that I'm going to stay within the 5, the dice here, the 5 that I put in here. I don't remember if I told you how I come up with that, but I had a big brass dice. I was going to hacksaw it off and put it in there. I thought, oh, I'm going to ruin that die. I'll just do this. I'm going to do the same thing right here and right here. I'm just going to come down from this one here, the second one, and about 3 inches. I mean, it's about 3 inches, so I'm going to come down about 1.5 inches. That'll be center. If you remember how I did that on the front with the old grade school compass. Got the metal, we're going to put in bam bam. We'll have our 5 of, I keep wanting to say the 5 of diamonds, but there's no diamond about it. Okay, got the old center punch just like before. And I'm just going to eyeball, try to come off of this here straight plane. And if it's a little crooked, what the hell, huh? looking good. Obviously, we don't want to get banging on things, and it don't take very much to put a slight dimple in wood. Okay, I thought I was going to drill some holes, but I do not have a drill bit the size I want. So I just got, you can see where they're at. I sanded out the pencil marks. When you're going to finish these things, take them down. This thing right now is just silky smooth. I've taken it down to 400 grit. Might add too, when you're running, I think this is 220, use a block. Keep your line straight. When you get down to 400, just run it by hand. You can work around the corners. You can work it in. You're not moving a lot of stock. You're just polishing, basically. When you get down to that 400, like I said, with a t-shirt, watch a couple hours of movies and just polish this thing. The smoother you get it, your brass is going to look really good. Better, anyway. Just polish it out. Do not be in a hurry. Work it over good. This thing is just like silk. Just smooth as butter. Okay, I have me a dilemma. Everything on here, I can run just a rag with stain on. And what they told me at Dakota Creations, if I was going to do something, stain it first, put the tape over it, laser it, and then paint it, peel the tape off. Well, I thought I was going to do this. Fill everything full of epoxy. When I got these done, I thought, well, I got that look. Let's work on a different look. You know, this is a look. This is a look. This is a look. This is a look. Uh-oh, how am I going to stain that? That stain gets in there. It's going to make that white red. I got red Lancaster maple is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to try a Q-tip, and ever so, it's going to be a bitch. Going to be tedious, but that's what I'm going to do. Hang on. Well, okay, it's not as horrible as I thought it was going to be. Stay out kind of wide until you get some of the excess off. Hell yeah, gonna look good. Let's get out a little bit bigger, and we're just gonna do the whole darn thing. Oh yeah, she's gonna look good. You know, everything on here, the brass, go right over the top of it with the stain. When we start, we're gonna do some more polishing with the t-shirt. We're going to do a lot of work to it yet. Easy work. There's nothing I've done to this thing so far that is to be called difficult. All super easy. Yeah, she's going to be sharp. Well, I think it's about time to shut that camera off. This is going to set overnight. Let it dry down. We'll polish it out with the t-shirt, see what it looks like, and maybe we'll add something to it, and maybe we won't. Anyway, you know, we got stain over this stuff. It'll polish right off there, buff right off the metal. That one, it turns into a high gloss finish. Going to be a good looking piece. So we'll get down here for the end. All right. We'll see you tomorrow night. Okay, we got the color on this bad boy. It sat for several hours. It was stone dry. I took a little steel wool on the places it was darker than I wanted. But mostly, just like I said, a cotton shirt, a t-shirt. You just polish it and polish it and polish it. You're getting your brass really, really shined up. Because once you put the sealer on here, there isn't going to be no more shining to it. Whatever you have when you seal it, that's what you're going to have. So you really want to work it over with a t-shirt. She's looking pretty good. Okay, what we're going to use, what I've used before, true stock birchwood Casey. I've made this statement before. Whenever you see this sitting on my workbench, it's always upside down. And you're like, wow, that's tight. Most of your varnishes and different oils and different finishes, they set for a long time. They get that skanky coat to them. You know, it starts to dry out, turns crap. Punch a very, very small hole. Doesn't have to be very big. And when you're done with it, store it upside down. You won't let it, there won't be no air getting to it that way. Anyway, we're just going to palm it in, they call it. Barehanded. You can use your gloves if you want. Doesn't really matter. If you don't wait too long after you're done, hot soapy water will take that right off your hands. Okay, here we are, folks. True Oil coat number 1 plus 24 hours. This stuff dries fast enough. You could actually do probably 3 a day, 2 a day very, very easily. We're starting to get a little shine to it. Most of what we put on soaked into the wood, very, very little. But from now on, the wood is sealed. Everything will start to build. You start to get a lot of shine on it, and then you just keep putting on coat till you get the level of shine you want. If you get anything of a run or anything like that, 4/0 steel wool, just take the run out. You don't have to sand the whole thing down to bare wood again. Just sand it down till it's smooth. And once again, the t-shirt, just work it over, polish it. And it's I've been doing this for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes off and on. And it's starting to get a little more shine. That's what you're doing. You're just building a good looking coat. As soon as you get it all wet, that's close enough. And say several small coats, just like most other kind of paint, finish, and sealers. A couple of light ones usually be your best bet. Try to give it one complete down like that and eliminate 99.9% of your fingerprints in it. Like I said, while you're still wet, soap and water, clean right up. Okay, we're going to give it another 24. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow morning. Depends what time I get out of bed. We'll see you the next go around.